Hello guys, so it's Sophia and my name's Sophia anyway. um, because if you see videos on this new YouTube channel, then that's because I've made this for what I'm going to do. Basically I'm going to do true crime stories, but talk about like I've got another YouTube channel and I've been doing crime for years, but I do like slideshows or do the stories or whatever, things like that. But like I am actually like physically talked, apart from I did do 3 on there, but and they were just practices really to see if I actually like doing that, if you know what I mean, doing it in that way, because I'm quite shy and I've got learning difficulties, so I didn't know if I'm going to be very good at getting enough information and stuff. But yeah, so I made this new YouTube channel for to do true crime, to talk about true crime, so I hope it's going to go well. So if you don't know me from that channel that I've just said about, where I do like slideshows, videos, editing videos on there, then I've got another channel that's like a personal channel, and I was thinking, shall I just start uploading true crime videos on there? And it was like last night, and I've been thinking about it for a while off and on, and then last night, you know, like which way to do it and what to do, or whether to make another YouTube channel or whatever. But it like properly came on me last night that I'm going to make a new YouTube channel. I didn't know if I was going to be able to at first, because I don't know how many you can have and things like that. But it's I've can't get my words out. But so I've managed to make one, and this is my first official true crime story properly, and talking about it, and on this channel. So the case I'm going to be talking about, as you can tell by the title, it's about Madeleine. Now she is the little girl that got me into true crime. I'd never really been into true crime much. Maybe I'll tell you a little story about my journey and stuff on this channel, but yeah, so it was Madeleine. So I just think an official first video should be of Madeleine, and I really desperately want to get one up, but I haven't. I know a lot of cases, but there's a selected few that I know, like, you know, enough information to get a video out immediately. So, and I think anyway, I know quite a lot of this case, but hopefully I get better as time goes on. Anyway, because I really do want to do this. And if you do have any case suggestions, then you can comment them down below. I mean, this video's probably going to get like 1 view, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so before I start, I want to first like do a trigger warning, which I think I'm going to do in all of my videos, because everybody's on a different mental capacity level anyway. And so just a trigger warning that it's a child case. That could be passed away or alive. Bad things could have happened, and obviously we don't know what's happened, or if she is or not, or figure. And then also, just before, I just want to say something. Please, I'm not putting my opinions on anyone else, because I'll even tell you my opinion and end, which I might probably do with all cases. But please, obviously it's one of the biggest children's worldwide missing child case, and probably even like adult case as well, if you know what I mean, like biggest missing child case and adult case. Sorry, I'm trying to think them. But so basically, yeah, what I just wanted to say is please leave only respectful comments. If there's any comments that are really, really mean, you can have your opinion, but you can do it in an adult way. But if, like, I don't know how to explain it, but this case is close to my heart, and I think the main thing we should be doing is not thinking who's right and who's wrong, and who did this and who did that, and who didn't do this and who didn't do that, because I think we should be focusing on Madeleine. And I know some people get fed up as well of reading the case because it's been on forever, but you know, that's just, I'm sorry if you feel so bad that someone's case is on all over every year for years after she'd gone missing. But you know, it's not the only case that's ever happened. Not many cases get that much publicity, but there is some cases that get that much publicity other than Madeleine, like literally. So yeah, all I wanted to say, I'm sorry, it's like nearly 8 minutes in. Yeah, so I just want to say, please be kind, and try not to I don't know what I'm trying to say. Try not to basically just, like, if you have your opinion, that's fine, as long as you have it in a mature way and stuff. But if you're going to be rude or nasty, like past being nasty, past being rude on a completely different level, then I will just delete your comment and block you. Unless if you leave any rude or nasty comments, of course, towards Madeleine, and then you will definitely be blocked. So I'm going to get into it. I'm sorry it's such a long intro, but I've actually got my laptop here, so my eyes might focus a bit off there and a bit on to some points, but okay. So just we having a thought then. Yeah, so we're just gonna get into it. I don't know what to say. Yeah, so we're just gonna get into it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it, and because I'll do my opinion kind of thing at end, and or like theories or whatever. Okay, so first of all, Kate and Jerry met in 1993. Yeah. And they later married in 1998. They were both doctors, so they were really intelligent in them fields. They were intelligent. Sorry, I put with my hands a lot. I'm anxious. So yeah, there was intelligent in them terms. Like everyone, you're intelligent in some things and you're not intelligent in other things. They were both like to keep fit and healthy. They like to play sports. So Jerry was actually an Irishman, and I've just realised I've said Scottish man. Sorry, I am all over the place. Yeah, so it was a Scottish man, and Kate is from England. Even though I know a lot about Kate, I've realised I don't know a lot about the background necessarily, them two background. But I think she was born in Liverpool. I can't remember, but in England, and I think in Liverpool. So they ended up deciding that they really, really wanted some children, like most couples do, or more than not, if you know what I mean, which is fine. They had some trouble getting pregnant, so they I don't know exactly how long they were trying for, but they was really having some trouble, and I don't know if Kate was diagnosed with something or they just automatically thought, because it was a long time they were trying, it didn't work. But basically they decided to go for IVF. And there isn't really much else to say on to like, but yeah, so now we move on to them finding out they were pregnant. So they found out they were pregnant with they found out that they were having a little girl, and they decided to call her Madeleine McCann. Obviously McCann was a dad's last name. Well, sorry, yeah. When they got married, it was all of them's last name, really, but because I'm used to like saying like if it's mum's last name or dad's last name. But there was honestly over the moon. They were so excited. They both of them's parents was excited from what I know as well, and was happy to welcome a little girl when they decided to. So Madeleine came on 12th of May 2003. She was... Sorry, my laptop keeps going off as well, that's a problem. I'm not going to be. So when Madeleine was born, she had a collarbone, if that's how you say it, which is that mark in a little left, right. What am I about left, right? a little right eye. There, around something there. Now, it's quite rare that people are born with it. Most of the time, they don't need anything doing with it. Sometimes you can have surgery or something. And other than that, only the other thing that Madeleine had was colic. She had really bad colic. Now, all parents know how stressful it is when babies have colic. So obviously there was hard times, especially the first time parents. But there was never abusive or anything. You know, the fed her, changed her, played with her, bought her things, and she saw both sides of family and friends, from what I know. But yeah, so other than that though, she was a healthy little girl. And sorry, I can go in pain. But then they decided they wanted to give Madeleine some siblings, or at least one sibling. So that's what they did. In February 2005, they welcomed twins due from IVF again, which was a little girl and a little boy. So they got two babies. Their name was Sean and Emily. There was the cutest little babies. Madeleine was such a loving and caring big sister, and she was so sweet altogether anyway. So yeah, she literally loved her little brother and sister, Emily and Sean. She loved to play with them. She loved to cuddle with them. She had two little best buddies, as well as they were siblings. You know, she had a sister to grow up and do girly things with. She had a brother to grow up and look after the two girls. Although I'm sure Madeleine would be able to look after herself. But so yeah, like I was saying earlier, all the clues. Sorry, I don't know what's happening with my words today. All the children was fed, bathed, dressed, cleaned, played with, and things. And of course, there was comforted when they needed to, and there was taught things, and they was loved. There's no doubt in my mind, and a lot of other people's mind, that there wasn't loved. These three little children. So a bit about Madeleine, and sorry, it's this. Keeps trying to. So a bit about Madeleine. Madeleine was a mummy's twin, and in looks, and daddy's twin in personality. So she was confident and always up for anything. She was so brave, like Jerry, her dad. which her mum wasn't. She was more like scared to try new things and do things, and she wasn't confident like them, like Jerry were and Madeleine. And I think the twins were more like the mum as well, that time, as they were growing up. So, her favourite things to do with her daddy was go on bike rides, and of course Madeleine's bike had to be pink. And her favourite things to do with her mummy was other normal things that mums and daughters do, like shopping, go to the park, the farm, the zoo, and Madeleine also loved putting on shows for her parents, the little cute shows, and then the twins, I think, started joining in with and doing them as well, which is so cute. But she was a really good little role player, if that's the right word. But I mean, Madeleine was not happy when she was called Maddie. Yes, not happy when she was called Maddie. She had been called Maddie, she would say, my name's not Maddie, it's Madeleine. Which I think's so funny and cute. Sorry, because I have to keep going down because what I've written is like straight down that. So Madeleine loved many things. She loved girly things like dolls, the colour pink, dressing up and dancing and twirling. But she also loved Harry Potter. Yes, she loved Harry Potter at 3. She loved swimming as well. And most of all, she loved showing affection to other people. She would always be like, Daddy, can you play with me? Mummy, can you read to me? She always wanted to spend time with Mummy and Daddy. And she did get one-on-one time, even when the twins came along. But she would say cute things like, Mummy, I love your earrings today, which is just so sweet. Sorry, I went dizzy then. It was honestly never-ending fun and laughter in the McCann house with the 3 children and the parents. Madeleine was a ringleader at nursery. She did it in nursery, and she was a ringleader there, and she had lots of friends. She was very sociable. She had even a best friend, and she was always so kind to other children. Well, anyone, but she was kind to other children at nursery. She was never mean. But yeah, she was just a very special little girl. She, as you could see, she's very beautiful on the outside, but she's beautiful all deep inside too. And she was very bright, like I was saying. She's very bright, and she's very sweet, like I was saying, and affectionate, and she was very, very funny. She would pretend to be like she'd pretend to be people as well when she was doing her shows and stuff, not just like the shows, but sorry, this case is hard for me. But yeah, I'm going to now go into the holiday. So the McCanns decided to go on an holiday, a family holiday, and I don't know if they told the friends before they decided or after they decided, but then a bit like some of the friends with their kids ended up going as well. And you know, they booked an holiday for the family of 5 of them, and also the friends and their kids were going, and they was basically going to Portugal, Praia de Luz for 10 days. Now, Madeleine had travelled a lot anyway. She'd even lived, they had many little holidays, all 3 of them, when they were, well, they call mini holidays when they go to a different city and have little to family and things. But for like a few days. But she also had lived in Amsterdam, I think, for a year, Madeleine. So she was so used to travelling, and she travelled on her own, of course, with her parents, and then she travelled with the twins and stuff. So they got to the airport and Madeleine had an accident. She actually tripped on the escalator. She only ended up with like a scrape on her foot or ankle, and it was just a tiny bit blood. She cried for a few seconds or a minute, and then she was fine in true Madeleine magic style. She was back fine. And true style, a strong-willed and bravery stopped her from affecting for the rest of the trip. And when they was on the airplane, they just did things like colouring and drawing, reading books, and there was all really good, to be honest. I don't know about the other parents' kids, but I know the 3 McCann children was good, and yeah, so the 3 McCann children was good. Okay. It might have been better if I could have managed to put it there somewhere, the laptop. Okay, so the McCanns didn't want to disturb the routine that the children had at home, which is understandable. They're very young children. The twins were 2 and Madeleine were 3, nearly 4. So they kind of wanted to stick with a routine. So the McCann's routine was breakfast, dress for the day, toddler kids group, beach dinner, a couple hours of fun around the pool or in the park before heading back to the apartment to cuddle and talk. Then putting the kids in the bath, brushing their teeth, putting the pyjamas on and tucking them into bed and reading to them. And that's how they kind of already followed in that routine, basically. So, sorry, I don't know if it's... So, Kate and Jerry, and I'm guessing as long with other parents were the same, but they would take some time to relax and talk in the apartment before about the day, sorry, and before tucking their beautiful 3 children in bed. So they would be reminding themselves on how blessed they were on that day, on every day that they just took the children in after a long day of fun, basically. And so before making sure the children was fully fast asleep, checking on them and leaving with their friends to nearby restaurants for their dinner, choosing the same table every night, which is closest to somewhat of the apartment. The staff put a book where any of the public could read, and it would say something like this table for this group with having small children sleeping in the apartment, and that was available for the public to read. And unfortunately, that's not a very good idea, even if you didn't think a kidnapping was going to happen, or and there's not just kidnapping, there's things like burglary and stuff that's still going to scare them, even if it didn't turn into a kidnapping. It's just so... Okay, so the McCanns didn't use the babysitting service because they didn't know them. It would be strangers going into the kids, and it was the first time ever in Portugal. They did their own babysitting service by all parents checking on their kids every half hour. All the kids was fine until 10 p.m. when one of them wasn't in the bed, and the bedroom window was open and the door slammed open. I meant more open to what it were. Sorry, I'm not. Well, actually, I think I said right word anyway. It's slammed at that point because Kate McCann, her mother, well, first off, their parents of all the kids, they kept taking it in turn to check on the kids every half an hour, and I mean, that's better than nothing, but obviously, I know you shouldn't leave your children in there, even your teenage children. I wouldn't leave in a foreign country, even like young adults, really. I think it's appropriate to at least stay with one person in the apartment, or going out anywhere, onto like the beach or shopping, if you've got a part where you can go to some malls or whatever. or going out for dinner or whatever. But yeah, it's just, I will say that isn't acceptable, leaving children alone in an apartment. But I think it was the biggest mistake of their life, and I also do know, and I know you take extra measures for things not to happen, but I know there's been lots of children that's been kidnapped from their home while the parents are in the house. Not just little children, older children. There's always ways around things like that, unfortunately, and it's just extremely, extremely heartbreaking that children and adults have to go through this kind of stuff. It's horrible. So at first, when Kate went back at 10 p.m. and the door slammed open, and then she was trying to make Madeleine out in her bed. She saw twins in court, then trying to make Madeleine out in her bed and realised she wasn't there. But a cuddle cat and blanket was still there. So Kate thought Madeleine, she's only 3, maybe she's hiding out of scared or just to play tricks on parents or whatever. That is just common thing to play hidey-boo or whatever. So she checked the apartment 2 or 3 times, ran around all the apartment, even opening all the drawers and stuff, after she was little enough to sit in them if she was scared or if she wanted to play a prank on her parents, which is the most innocent thing ever. She wasn't there, so Kate ran back to the restaurant to tell the others in panic, screaming. No one believed it at first. They didn't. They were thinking, it can't be. Because it's something like out of a nightmare, isn't it, really? It can't be. She can't be gone. She'll be somewhere. Let's all go back and look. So they all went back and looked. They just thought she had to be there, do you know what I mean? But as seconds turned into minutes and minutes turned into hours, Madeleine was not there. There was all frantic, crying, screaming, asking God why, and asking why, what if Kate would punch the wall that she had bruises all over, and the next day she punched it that hard. So the first few hours, as a lot are crucial in a missing child's case. And even an adult missing case. But unfortunately not too much work was actually done in the first few hours, and I know some people take offence to that, but it really wasn't compared to certain other countries. Because first some police come out that wasn't trained, when IOP police trained in this area, and you know, they let people walk in and out of the apartment before doing anything. So bad. But even though not much work was done, it soon hit the news in England and Portugal, and it ended up being the biggest children's worldwide case in history, at least one of. You know, there's been a lot of money put into this case by the police and public, and the McCanns themselves, and obviously family and friends. People made videos, made posters. It's all been on news, got a lot age progression, sightings, even celebrities helping, even David Beckham, for example, but you know, there's still no sign of Madeleine. So, and whether she's alive or not, she needs to be found. No matter who's right or wrong, who's done it, who hasn't done it, she needs to be found. But sometimes I think if she is with, you know, some men or even women, because they can be, that want to hurt her, then part of me thinks, you know, I'd rather her be gone in heaven, and she's not even my child. But I just look at little face and I can't imagine her going through all that trauma and things. It's just horrible. There has been some books made. Kate actually made her own book. I know some people thought there were damning evidence in that because some statements that she put in it. I don't know if you call statement, quotes, whatever. I know one about Madeleine's private part. And I can understand in a way why people think that, but at the same time, honestly, guys, you don't know unless you're in that position what you put and what you wouldn't put and what you do and what you know, because you definitely think that, but you might not write down. But everyone's different, so I just don't want people to think one thing is only possible and that's happened and there's no other way. There's no, you know, it's not your there's nobody else's opinion that's right than yours. You need to but honestly, so basically we will go into some of the theories. So I'm not saying I know all the theories, by the way. I know a lot about the case, but I stopped for a few years really looking into cases and doing things, if you know what I mean, for them and stuff. So number one theory is that Madeleine's parents drugged the children. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, because even a doctor can do an accidental drug dose, because a lot of people, you know, were thinking it was an accident, but a drug overdose, it's not impossible, but it's less likely than, it's very unlikely really, because even a normal person that isn't a doctor, it's still very unlikely that they wouldn't overdose someone by accident, if you know what I mean. So And the thing is, even recently I've read, because a lot of people thought they'd been given pills as well because the twins never woke up. Now I know everyone's different and children are different to adults and stuff, but there's been so much I haven't woke up until I haven't woke up through a fire alarm before. I haven't woke up of people coming in and doing work in the kitchen or in the bathroom, and it's just a flat, or every room's in this little space inside a building. You just open the door and then you go it, and then your flat's there, but it's everything, it's the same building, and it's not massive. I'm not saying it's that tiny, like a tiny thing, but it's quite big. But everyone's different, and like I was going to say, the most thing that why it hasn't, I don't think that happened, because I mean, I didn't think anyway, but because of the reason I said. And also I've actually looked up even recently, and it's saying that the twins was actually tested, or at least there was a source close by that I've done I can't think what's to say, but they've ruled it out. They said there wasn't drugged, not just the McCanns themselves, someone close to us, and I'm guessing it's a professional, not just a friend or something, because they wouldn't they would make that known, if you know what I mean. And then another theory was a paedophile group took her. So this is hard for me. Like I was saying, if people like that took her, then I would rather be gone. But yes, so there was that theory, and I guess that theory hasn't really gone for a lot of people. I don't know about the police. I know the most recent person that they think's done it, and personally I think it is the one that's done it, but I don't know if he's had help off other people as well, and that is Christina. Would you say it as Christian or Christian? I can't even think of his last name either now. But I'm sure you guys know what I'm on about. You know, I typed things in private chat with people, and there were a couple of tips off, and then there was that latest tip, which is the most recent thing. And they went and searched in Portugal at that spot where it had been. They said they were going to look there because they'd had a tip, so they was looking, and I know that, and they then they announced they had found some items, but they'd take some time to be tested. They didn't say what items, and so some people are saying they know what items and stuff, unless something's come out in the last month or two and I haven't seen it. But if it was something big, like, it would be on the news. So yeah, it's but maybe you have seen something else, I don't know. But I just want people to know as well, a lot of lies have been made in the case from beginning to end, and most of them have been by the public, which I'm sorry, you wasn't there, and you don't know just as much as I don't know. So I still, think could have happened. But my honest theory is that he has took her, and they've either sold her or they've was hurting her for a few days or weeks, then unalived her and got rid of her body. That's kind of what I think, basically. So I'm just hoping and praying for a miracle still, and I hope people, so basically, I just wanted to say as well, Madeleine was 3 years old when she went missing. Her birthday is 12th of May 2003. So she was almost 4 because she went missing on 3rd of May 2007. She had green hazel eyes, and a lot of people saying she got blue eyes, but she hasn't. She's got green hazel eyes. She's got dark blonde hair. It obviously looks lighter on some pictures and darker on some, because that's what happens in light and different places outside than different places, even inside as well. That's just what happens. She was wearing pink and white your pajamas, and so that's when she went missing. So now she is actually a young adult, and she still needs to be found. She could be suffering and could be in heaven, or of course her remains could be somewhere. So we've got to keep open with that. But so personally, I think that the parents had nothing to do with it, and they completely regret it. I know Kate lost a lot of weight after they've only quite recently gone back into being doctors, but I don't think they're doing it full time. And you know, they was devastated. They would carry Cuddle Cat around. They would carry a doll around. They have memorial services on her anniversary and on her birthday. And you know, people need to be understand as well, they've got the twins as well, which are 18 at minute, so they're going to be going to uni soon, and people need to realise that they could get bullied for every fake thing you put online. They could get bullied and things too. So, you know, you just need to be mature and sensible with things. Can't remember that. But yeah, so I am under no circumstances saying leaving your 3 and 2-year-old kids alone in an apartment, even if you're checking on them every half an hour. And I do believe the way checking on them every half an hour, I don't think that's a lie either. And I do think as well, if they did do something, or one of friends did something while they were on holiday, whether it was accident or on purpose to Madeleine, then I think someone would have slipped up by now, if you know what I mean. I know some people don't, but most of the time it's not a group of people that need to like speak up, if you know what I mean. It's like, if you know what I'm getting at. But yeah, so I I haven't really got much more to say on the video. I am not really going to edit this one as such. I am going to edit like by adding pictures and stuff. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm hoping to get it up in at least a couple of hours. It's like nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, but I ain't got a lot on tomorrow anyway. But I just don't know how much my battery's got. But yeah, anyway, so I did forget to mention as well that I know there was a bit of blood found in the apartment and a bit of blood found in the car. But one of the parents or siblings could have got the same blood. And so it could be one of theirs or it could be, I don't know, some cadaver dogs were searching the area. Okay. Okay, so on August 6th, 6 days after investigating apartment 5A, which is where they were staying in the apartment, both dogs alerted on a silver Renault Scenic rental car. The McCanns had died 25 days after Madeleine vanished. A Portugal police report also stated that the dogs alerted on several items of Mrs. McCann's clothing and Madeleine's favourite soft toy cuddle cat. See, so even if they say it seems like saying where they're saying several items of Mrs. McCann's clothing, that's Kate McCann, not Madeleine McCann. And of course she's gonna have Madeleine's scent and things on a clothes. You could gonna cuddle your 3-year-old, like you're putting him to bed, you're holding the hand, you're taking him out, you're bringing him back in, you're playing it on that slide with him, you're playing on swings with him. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Sorry by the way, I've got a cold, man. I just didn't want to miss this because some people would have been saying you're missing important information. Do you know this happened? What's that? Sorry, I'm just trying to look, see if it actually says like... So, also, I'm reading now. Just going to read this and then we're going to finish the video up. But a childminder who looked after Madeleine McCann has broken silence nearly 10 years after the 3-year-old went missing. The witness, who was working at the Portuguese resort where Madeleine vanished on May 3rd, 2007, said she's still haunted by the night's event a decade on, according to Daily Mail. She said Jerry McCann desperately tried to find his missing daughter, as his wife Kate wailed, "They've taken her." The woman, who has not been named, reportedly looked after Madeleine several times. What's... Alright, so She told the Mirror the resort Madeleine vanished from was considered so unsafe, nannies were given rape whistles and told not to go out alone. She also criticised how Portugal police handled the incident. She said Kate was pacing up and down. The worst possible thing had just happened to her. She was crying but almost in a catatonic state, and Jerry was very distressed. That's the thing I remember from him looking under the cars. I can't forget that. The woman also claimed police missed out all chunks of information during their investigation and took 90 minutes to arrive to the scene. She said there was no way the McCanns had any involvement in their daughter's disappearance. Police investigating the disappearance of Madeleine were last month given $8,500 lost throw of dice after adding to a new person of interest. Okay, so that's what that says. I'd have got to add it on my other thing if I'd got that information first. It just went on to that after all, looking about dogs. So I know a lot of people are claiming it's not safe as well. I mean that it is safe. That living in Portugal, and maybe it's safe to you because you live there and you still living there. So maybe your safe is a different safe to someone else's, not in a rude way. I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying that everyone's different and every country runs different and stuff. But yeah, so so this is actually over an hour long, but I'm glad it's not like a tiny video. But at the same time, I was lying, looking at that on and off, because it is hard. Maybe I'll try and put it somewhere else after. And I know we haven't got the best background, but I guess you can't really see much in the background. But anyways, like I said, it's probably only gonna get one view, but if not, and people like it, and then in advance, thank you so much for watching. And please, if you do have any requests, then let me know in the comments down below, and I promise I'll try and get better at doing these. But I would like some feedback, kindly feedback, of how I've done and how I can improve and things. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And please wear yellow for Madeleine, and don't forget her. Even if it's on her anniversary or birthday, please wear yellow.